NFL players who nearly died. Big shout out to Highlight Hut for the video I'm about to react to. It's gonna be interesting, bro. NFL players who almost died?
In one moment, you're trying to win a football game, but suddenly...
Bro, what?
Coach, head coaches out there.
This is about to be weird, bro.
These are the 10 moments when NFL players nearly die.
On the
Starting
field?
with Myles Garrett, where he almost died from an addiction. Myles Garrett loves to drive fast. In fact, dude got pulled over 6 times for speeding. But the cost of the tickets were just chump change to him. So he just drove faster. One time, he was driving 120. He was addicted to driving so fast, cops didn't even try to catch him anymore. Especially one of them, dude, where he was taking a joyride in his new Porsche 911 Turbo S, flying down the Ohio highway like he was Franklin from GTA. His life changed forever.
No way, that's him?
We just got here.
Bro!
Myles went airborne, took out a fire hydrant, and flipped his whip 3 times, completely totaling his supercar. It was literally unrecognizable. A lesser man would have been greeting Pop Smoke in heaven, but Garrett walked away with barely a scratch on him, just a laceration on his right hand and some soreness.
Definitely grateful to be here, with what I saw.
Bro, I never knew this, bro. I love doing reaction videos. I learned so much stuff. That's crazy that happened, bro. Thank God he's here, man, for real. You know what I'm saying, boy? I got a Tesla Model X Plaid. If y'all know, no car is beating that joint off the line. It's like the fastest car on the road when it comes to 0 to 60. You know what I'm saying? So like, bro, yeah, fam, I be going fast. I gotta slow down because anything, man, I don't even want to speak about it, man, but damn.
Right after, the pictures, it was a hell of an event, and I'm alive.
Look at his face, bro. He got messed up.
Support system that was around me.
Man, good thing everyone had his back. But what's not good is an NFL player getting jumped by a bunch of dudes. Now, Cam Newton was holding a 7-on-7 youth football camp, an event he usually does to help out kids and his community. But this event in Atlanta was different. It was supposed to be all about the kids, but things quickly broke down after some of the coaches from one of the teams and Cam Newton started talking crazy to one another.
It was some words that were said, and I think the words triggered them, and it was words that triggered me.
Dudes must have really thought they were Superman's kryptonite because they jumped Cam and all hell broke
Oh,
loose.
they jumped him at the 7-on-7?
But everyone was shocked to see that not only Cam came out uninjured, but his goofy hat somehow stayed on his head the whole time. Even fans spoke out on X, respecting Cam for holding his own, and even saying that his top hat saved his life, like saying that it was his shield and it gave him powers, like it was a wizard hat. They even clowned on the 6 dudes that jumped him, saying they were stupid for taking on a big guy like Cam and collectively having the weakest hands in history. All jokes aside, dude said he's glad the fight didn't become deadly.
I was so grateful because it could have gotten ugly on both sides. If they would have pulled out a knife, if they would have pulled out a gun, that's for them. If my side would have been there, I was by myself. I was triggered. And that was the thing now where even when I have these conversations with my girl, she said, Cam, like, you got kids. You got 8 kids. What I'm gonna do if you don't? Right. You get knocked in a coma. What your family gonna do? So these are things that I think about myself, and I'm saying to myself, I mean too much to too many people.
Yes.
If you put it that way.
That's real, bro. Because I ain't gonna lie, a lot of times I be thinking about crashing out, man. Like, we got a lot to lose, man. A lot to lose. God's blessed us with an amazing platform and influence and blessings, man. So, and all of us, man, just being alive is just a blessing, like, so don't crash out, man. Don't do anything stupid that you can't take back and anything that you regret. You know what I'm saying?
Dude was lucky, especially since he was thinking about his family. But who wasn't as lucky as Cam's hat was Tyreek Hill, who almost lost his entire family. When Cheetah got to Miami in 2022, he bought a 9,000 square foot palace for his whole family to live in, complete with a home cinema, arcade, and a Shark Tank in it. However, one day while Tyreek was at practice, he got a phone call that changed his life.
Oh yeah, I remember this.
Okay, what's the address of the emergency?
That could have been Bags. I think his
Office
kid was there,
we're
bro.
hearing the 911 call for help after a fast-moving fire tore through the mansion of Dolphin star Tyreek Hill, leaving a gaping hole in the roof.
Tyreek got the call that his house that had his whole family inside was on fire, so he dropped everything and rushed back home. While driving up, Tyreek saw a huge cloud of black smoke from his roof, and firefighters lined up his driveway trying to put it out. Tyreek was scared that if he lost his whole family in that fire, there was nothing left for him. After 45 minutes to put out the fire, Tyreek got the news that no one was hurt, and reports came out that this all happened because a kid was playing with a lighter. But yeah, even everyone inside the home was safe, and even the Shark Tank survived.
My wife's good. Mom is good, and my nephews are good, so that's all that matters, man. So that was the main concern of mine. Being at practice, hearing about the news, and right now, man, it's just a transition for us. So that's what players do. Like, we find a way to bounce back, and That's what life is, ups and downs. You have things happen, and you got to find a way to like adjust to adversity. We're gonna find a way to face it, and that's what we're doing now.
But Tyreek felt so bad putting the Sharks in danger like that, so he set them free. But little did he know, one NFL legend was in the water and nearly got killed.
What?
Pro Football Hall of Famer and former Buccaneer Warren Sapp has been accused of being as mean as a shark at times. Well, he met his match while diving for lobsters in the Keys yesterday.
And Warren Sapp liked to be out in the water doing crazy like a real Florida man, such as prize fishing, snorkeling among the alligators, and even hunting in the swamp.
That boy crazy, boy.
But one day, he was out diving for lobster, so he wouldn't have to pay over $40 for a plate at Red Lobster. He got attacked by a deadly predator.
And I turned back, and I'm almost by the air at this point. Man, this sucker turned back, and he grabs my shirt and my wrist. I mean, right underneath where if you slice him, that's the bad part, right? So
yeah,
he's right at that point. So he locks on to the top of my shirt, and I snatched down. And luckily, my shirt had the top of his teeth, because that part came loose, and he swung his bottom jaw to bite me, and it just knocked a nice little plug out.
How deep is the cut? It looks pretty deep.
Oh yeah, he got me to the gristle. It's past the white meat.
Now, although he got bit Warren didn't even go get stitches. He just slapped a band-aid on that bit and continued fishing with the sharks like nothing happened.
That's crazy. This man got bit by a shark. Yo, that's the craziest story. That's a crazy war story. Like, yeah, I got bit by a shark before, you know what I'm saying? Nothing crazy. I was also a monster in the NFL, hit sticking people and going crazy. Like, bro, you an animal, dog. I ain't gonna lie. You like that, bro. Imagine your daughter, boyfriend pulling up to your house. Like, boy, I done got bitten by sharks and sacked more quarterbacks. You got nut sacks, boy. You better treat my daughter right.
Stitches?
Wait, hold on. Every now and then,
no, wait, that cut that I'm seeing on Instagram you did not get that stitched up?
No, I didn't go to the doctor, man. I'll be
Warren.
Bro's just crazy jumping back in like that. But there was another player who went across the country and got a deadly virus. Calvin Anderson went on a trip to Nigeria with his wife to help out the villages over there, and everything seemed all good. And when it was time to come back to the States, just 3 days before training camp, Calvin was excited to get back on the field. But when he came back home that night, suddenly his whole body started to burn up. Instead of getting ready to head to training camp, Calvin was rushed to the hospital with a fever over 105 degrees and a 50-50 chance whether he was going to live or die. Things were dying. It turns out it was way worse than just eating a bad peanut butter bagel. Calvin contracted a bad case of malaria after a mosquito bit him when he was back in Nigeria, the deadly disease that kills over 500,000 people per year. This caused him to not only miss training camp and the entire football season, it suddenly became a battle for his life. But while recovering in the hospital bed, he told himself that a big guy like him was not going to get taken out by a little Nigerian mosquito. So Calvin kept working, studying the playbook and getting his mental right. Miraculously, Calvin beat the virus. And when he was back in game shape, he even reflected on everything in this post on X, saying, "I almost lost everything. Everything that happened almost lost my life and my career. I had to walk with God in order to turn devastation into transformation.
That's all you could do,
Soon,
bro.
I will tell the story of how resilience allowed me to return to the game I love. I promised you I would be back." And that's exactly what happened.
It was a trying year in 2023, but I'm glad to be past it, be healthy, be better for it. Looking forward to this year. I got to come out and obviously and show what I'm capable of doing. I came in last year with a bunch of goals in mind, had a setback, and now it's about how I'm going to respond to that.
Man, somebody look up the Vegas odds for comeback player of the year. Now,
That's dope, man. He got a beautiful wife that was there helping him out, man. God on his side. Probably got a good family support system. What more can a man need, man? That's dope, man.
Even though getting caught by a deadly virus is scary, it's nothing compared to getting robbed at gunpoint. As soon as Patrick Mahomes was drafted into the NFL, he became an instant celebrity, especially in his hometown of Tyler, Texas. So when he went to a baseball game, everyone wanted to hang out with him. But all this fame got the attention of some bad dudes who wanted to crash the party. While he was driving home, Mahomes, who couldn't wait to see an NFL field, suddenly saw a barrel pointing straight at him. Dude got robbed at gunpoint in his driveway after the game. Now, while Patrick wasn't hurt or anything, Harry and Marv from Home Alone managed to get away with some of Homeboy's stuff until they got caught a short time later. All because the dumbasses didn't cover the license plate of the getaway cuff until they got caught.
This is who robbed Patrick Mahomes. Are you serious, bro? Well, if y'all don't go to the damn retirement home and go play chess, bro, and drink Pediassure's gang, what are you doing robbing Patrick Mahomes, bro?
A short time later, all because the dumbasses didn't cover the license plate of the getaway car. Damn, we almost lost Kermit. Imagine what would have happened if things went the other way. There would have been no Chiefs dynasty and no Jackson Mahomes doing TikTok dances. What was worse than that is that the NFL almost lost an entire team from a plane crash.
Damn.
On Christmas Eve, the Bengals were just flying back home after securing a dub in a game against New England until the plane ride got rougher than a roided up bodybuilder. So that's when one of the players peeked out the plane's window, and it turns out one of the engines failed while the whole team was in the air. That's when everyone started to freak out, thinking that they were gonna die. But in some miracle, the plane made an emergency landing before going into a tailspin and taking out the entire team. Everyone was okay, but the team had to switch planes and wait more than an hour for the new wings to arrive, like they were flying economy. But man, that was a close one, because there was one.
Imagine if they were way up in the sky. It would have been no emergency landing, bro. It would have been over. Oh man, that's scary, bro. Oh, I've been in this building mad time. Shout out to the New York Giants.
Who actually got himself blown up while vibing at a 4th of July cookout with his family and friends. Jason Pierre-Paul and his boy decided to get lit. So they grabbed some of the last remaining bottle rockets and other fireworks they bought and tried to light them all at the same time. Once, twice, but the wind kept blowing out the lighter 3 times. And finally on a 7th try, blinding bright lights and smoke everywhere. But when JPP looked down at his hand, it looked like an overcooked steak and smelled like charcoal, and his index finger was just hanging off the bone. He was rushed to the ER, needing multiple operations. I mean, look at that x-ray, damn. But in the end, JPP's hand for the most part, and importantly his NFL career, was saved. The NFL even created a customized glove for him, which looks like something out of a cartoon. But that glove was a constant reminder for him to be more careful and probably avoid fireworks altogether. However, things got a lot worse when one player ended up getting burned alive. Browns tight end David Njoku is an interesting guy. Dude is an actual tribal chief in his native Nigerian village, and he has bonfires every Friday night at his place to relax. One night during a typical bonfire sesh, things went sideways.
I have like a bonfire every Friday night, just like meditate a little bit, play a little music.
And it was all because he cheaped out on an off-brand lighter fluid.
Setting up the bonfire, and I ran out of my normal lighter fluid that I used to soak the wood, so I used this other one. It was a spray instead of like one that you pour. I sprayed it down.
And when he tried to light it up, before he knew it, he was up in flames.
I saw the fire come from my wrist and then just blow up in my face. I didn't really feel the pain because it just happened so fast.
Dude suffers 2nd-degree burns, and even his doctor told him not to play the next game because the sweat from wearing the helmet would cause permanent damage to his face. But dude is a pure specimen and ignored his doctor's orders, all because he wanted to beat the Ravens so badly in an upcoming game. Still, he took precautions by wearing a burn mask that looked like something out of The Purge and played through the whole game. But when he took his helmet off, chunks of skin were coming off, and he still fought through it. Even though he lost most of his skin, he gained many more inspired followers who were also burn victims as well, respecting him for fighting through the pain. Now, if I saw a dude wearing a mask like that, I know he's built different. I'm just gonna step out the way. Still, nothing compares to a player who became a rap song. While getting ready for his first game, Brian Robinson Jr. found himself on the wrong end of a coked out team's crime and murder spree that included 1 fatal shooting and multiple prior robberies. But when he tried to stop himself from becoming the next victim on the list, he saw a gun pull out and he caught 2 bullets, one to his right leg and the other to his hip. At this point, he was laid up in the hospital and required emergency surgery before things got deadly. Unfortunately, the surgery saved his life, but many thought Robinson might never walk again, let alone play football. But he proved everybody wrong. Just 6 weeks later, he was back, running out the tunnel to the song of his favorite rapper, 50 Cent, playing Many Men. And later in the season, he scored his first touchdown, also proving to everyone to never give up.
Robinson, and he will get into the end zone.
That's fire, man.
Touchdown.
Hey, look, bro. That's why you never give up. Always keep God first, man. Hey, thank God that he survived that, bro. Legendary, man. Big shout out to Highlight Hub for the video, man. Hey, make sure y'all sub up. We're on the road to 120,000 subs. We at 110K right now. I love y'all boys so much. Hey, remember to always put God first. Remember that you are chosen, so move like it. I'll see y'all on the next one. It's your boy Eli Mack. Gang, gang.